another episode of Charts on Demand brought to you by Trade Sniper. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a Bitcoin, the dollar, the volatility index, Ethereum, Tesla, Twitter, and a couple other cryptos and stocks. Let's get into it. So, as you can see right now, look if you take a look at the right side here, the crypto market is starting to pull back right now. And we're going to take a look at some of the charts and indicators to let us know where we think this is going. So as we take a look at the daily, we'll notice here that the Trade Sniper indicator flipped green, red to green, right back here at around 18,000. And this was around September. So basically, once this flipped green, this would have been like probably the perfect entry here to make this little scalp trade, or basically not a scalp, but I mean, it's basically a short-term trade. So this would have got you in here on the daily, and you would have rolled it all the way up and flip hyper green right here. So you'll see that this pumped, and then it maintained its hyper green status. Flip blue here got a little bit of a bear trap, kind of a sell off, and then it got you right back in right here. Flipped hyper green again, and now it's just been pumping. One thing I will note and wanted to point out is you'll notice that the indicator is starting to bend. Now, if you pay attention to what it happens back here when it bends, it started to call the sort of the topish of the rally. Then it flipped blue. When it flips blue, that signals a cooling off period. Doesn't mean the rally is necessarily over. Like right here, flip blue, the rally it cooled off. The rally was not over. Flipped green again and then started pumping. So you basically want to once you see it flips blue, you want to be paying close attention to it. Um, and it flips blue and starts to downtrend like it does here, then this is when you'll get the sell off. And as you see here, it flipped red, and then the market actually started to tank back down to around 18K and below. So yeah, so right now it's bending, so we're just gonna be paying close attention to it. If it flips blue, we are going to be making our decisions based on that. If we take a closer look at the 4 hour, this has been pretty good for Bitcoin. You'll see right here it flipped it was flipping green and red, and it finally flipped hyper green right here on this candle, and this would have been good, and this would have gotten you in right here. It pumped all the way up to from let's see, 19K all the way up to 20,350 range. And right now, as you see, it's flip blue here, called the end of this rally on the short-term candle, the 4 hour. And one more test to the upside. It got rejected, and now it's starting to fall. So the 8 hour also is very good for this. Look, you can see right here, flipped red to green, started pumping, flip blue right here at around 20,300, and then now it's starting to pull back as you see the market is pulling back. So we're going to keep an eye on the daily chart, especially. We did want to point out on the monthly chart that the Trade Sniper indicator has flipped green. So this is very interesting. As you can see here, the last time it flipped green was back here in April, and then we got a major bull run. But you have to realize that uh, it flipped green also back here in, let's see, January, and it pumped. You'll see the pump, but then it flipped red. And this was the coronavirus dump right here. Let's zoom in on this here so we kind of can see. This was the coronavirus dump right here. So yeah, let's do this. Here we go. So it flipped green, and as you can see, this was sort of a trap here, but it got you out. Obviously, on the lower time frames, got you out way faster than this. But then you got the coronavirus dump right here. But then it flipped green, got you back in, and once it flipped hyper green on the monthly scale, this was July 1st, this was the start of the bull run. And right here, with hyper green on the monthly. So, that's what we're kind of looking for here. And as you can see, I mean, this is just absolutely perfect. Hold up, there we go. Green through the whole entire rally on the monthly. You see here, you would have just held through this whole thing all the way up to about 68K. Then the indicator flipped blue here at the top, and it pulled back down to about 30K, and that was a crash back in June. Then the indicator flipped green, hyper green, got you right back in right here, and you could have gotten, if you sold here and got back in right around here, you would have rode it from 40K all the way back up to 65K again. the indicator flipped blue on this candle, and then it started to downtrend here. Once the indicator flipped red, I want everybody to pay attention to this because um, everyone says you can't use an indicator to call the market. Well, we've been doing it the whole entire month. Notice that the indicator right here is blue on the monthly scale. It flipped red here on in January, okay, and then December it was still red. December, and then notice the dates on the bottom here: February, March, still red, trending down. April, trending down. May, it's crashing. Notice the indicator has not flipped green; it just stays red, signaling selling pressure, and it's just been completely just obliterated until this exact month where it flipped green. So this we're going to be paying close attention to this. Kind of expect something to happen like this, where back here where it kind of shoots up, and then it kind of bull traps, and then falls back down, and then gets a final bottom. Where do we think Bitcoin's going? Well, there's a couple things we could note right here. If we draw a ray, something like this. This was the previous bottom. This would be good, and this extends out to here. This brings it down to 6,800, around 7,700. Do I think it's going to go that low? I really don't think so. That's just absurd. There's another ray. You could probably go from. I would say we could go from this bottom to here because you'll notice that this hit pinged off a support line multiple times. So if we looked at this type of right here, this brings it to around 17K. We already hit that. So it's gonna bottom in between this range. I would also note the tops. We took the wicks off to see this clearer. The top here, past resistance back here becomes support. So this would have brought it to about 14K if it tops out here, and then if it falls to 11K, this would top it out here. I think it could fall between 13 to 11K to finalize the bottom if that does happen. I really don't think it's going to go lower than that. If this is even the bottom, I mean, this could be the bottom here, but we're not calling it just yet based on the indicators, based on the fact that the weekly chart right here is green. But the problem is it's been green for so long, and it has to cycle into a blue, and then it has to cycle red, which will indicate signaling selling pressure. So right now, we're just going to kind of stand tight. I mean, right now, as you can see, the daily chart is green, but it's starting to bend. So if it flips blue over the next few days, we could get a little bit of a pullback down to here. This is the last sort of support areas. You can see 18K range, 19, 18K range. If this was to break, though, it could be disastrous. So we will be paying close attention to that. Now, we're going to take a look at the DXY. This is the US dollar currency index. And as you'll note here, if you're not paying attention to this, I would add this to your charts as well. I wanted to pay close attention to this. Notice the trade sniper indicator flip blue on the DXY right here on the 12-hour chart, September 22nd. If you look at the daily, it gives us a better scope of this. It flipped blue here a little bit later. Yeah, September, right around September 27th, right around the end of September, let's just say. Let's just say the end of September. Now, if we go back and we look at Bitcoin, at what Bitcoin did at the end of September, hold up, at the end of September, right around this range, let's see here. Yeah. So right here, September 30th, it started pumping. So Bitcoin and the US dollar are basically an inverse. So as you can see, when the US dollar falls, Bitcoin rises. So just look at this again. The dollar is falling, Bitcoin's rising. Now here's why I'm saying pay close attention. Now you'll see that the trade sniper is red on the US dollar, but it's bending, sort of like it did back here. Look at this area. See how it's bending. So if it gets a little support here, we can scroll back. We'll see the dollar's been in this parallel channel for so long, and right now it's basically been staying true to it. So even the center part of this channel. So if this does shoot upwards here, that's the DXY. If this flips green and then this flips blue, we could get a pullback on Bitcoin and to give us another pretty good buying opportunity. So I would just be very careful, tread with caution. Another thing we're going to also look at is the VIX. This is the volatility index. You can see on the 8-hour chart right here, it has flipped green. Now, this is another important thing to note. And with the VIX, add this to your charts if you don't have it. Right now, it has flipped green on the 12-hour. So let's take a look at the last time it flipped from red to green right here. And this date was September 12th. Let's go to the 11th, right? So September 11th, September 12th. This is a volatility index. It measures volatility. Notice how the volatility was increasing. Okay, September 12th. Remember that date real quick. We go back to Bitcoin. September 12th. Where was September 12th? August, September 12th. Look at this. Okay, September 12th, Bitcoin was pumping. The VIX started pumping, and from September 12th all the way through September, it was pumping, and Bitcoin was dumping. So when the volatility index goes up, Bitcoin goes down. So that's another thing we have to pay close attention to, as the volatility index just flipped green, which signals that it's going to shoot to the upside potentially. So we're going to be paying close attention to that as well. Let's take a look at ETH real quick, and then we'll finish off with a couple other stocks. Right now, we notice that ETH is on this nice trend line that we found back from here, back from 2020, kind of cleaning up a little bit. Yeah, so does that mean this is the bottom? No, but you'll see here, this was the top back in 2018, this range, and as you can see, it's literally it. Like, this is the perfect crossroads. So what can happen here is ETH could bounce from here, and or if it doesn't hold, if this trend line doesn't hold, then it's really going to have a problem. The other previous highs was 750, and then all the way down to even potentially 400. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. If this does hold here, though, I mean the upside is massive for it. You'll see here the weekly has been blue since it's been selling off, but it's starting to bend. So we're going to see if this flips green. We're going to take a look at the daily here. Again, the daily is hyper green, and it's kind of topping out. It looks like it's almost topping out. Could have a little more steam here, but as you can see, once it starts bending like it did back here, if it flips blue over the next few days or even today, this we could get another little sell off. So we're going to be paying close attention to the indicator, to be totally honest with you. If you want to get access to this indicator, if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't already have access, here's how you get it. Just head over to patreon.com/tradesniper, and this will give you full access to the indicator. We have a monthly, we have a yearly. We have, pretty much have been utilizing this indicator for the entire bear market to keep a lot of people out of the bear market since the color codes. This will give you access to all the videos posted. This will give you early access before anybody else gets to see them, so you'll kind of have a scope on the market. And yeah, it's month to month, or you can do a whole year at a discount, which is great. And this will give you full access to the charts on demand, which you'll get these videos sooner than everybody else, and you will get access to the Trade Sniper indicator, and this will go directly onto your charts, which is awesome. It'll come like this. It'll be above your chart, and then what I'll do is I just usually snap it down to grid here. So that's awesome. So again, we'll be monitoring this closely. So definitely be sure to follow along. We'll be doing a lot more updates. Be out here more frequently. So just be sure to hit the follow button. And if you have any questions, be sure to hit me in the comment section. All right, we're going to go and jump to a couple stocks here. We're going to take a look at Tesla. Now, as we see, Tesla is in this sort of, looks like a bull flag here, shot to the upside, which was kind of your bull trap here, and then it got rejected and it just started falling and selling off. Pretty interesting stuff. Now, as we flip to the daily chart, this will give us a closer scope on it. Now we have to modify this because it's going from the monthly to the daily, but you'll see here that it's been pretty true to it. So it's been getting rejections here, and as we zoom in, we'll notice that all these rejections, the Trade Sniper flipped red, the Trade Sniper flipped red here. Let's kind of put this to scale here. Trade Sniper flipped red right here, and then it sold. The Trade Sniper flipped red here, and it sold. It's really about that blue cycle to red. Once it flips blue and then flips to red, you'll notice the selling. you'll notice here it flipped green on Tesla right here. So hyper green, this would have gotten you in, and then flip blue right here, and this would have gotten you out. Red, sell pressure, and it just sold off. So right now it's actually getting a little bit of a floor. It has sort of a little floor here, but I do worry that if this was to break here, that Tesla could have a pretty massive sell-off. As you can see, the weekly's blue. If this was to flip red, sort of like it did back here, you'll see the red, this pretty significant sell-off, So we'll be monitoring Tesla as well as we approach this floor. So definitely follow along for that. Twitter, everyone's talking about Twitter since Elon's buying it. We could see Twitter is in an ascending triangle structure right here. We'll notice that the trade sniper flipped green on the daily as we zoom in. Let's see, back on September 2nd. So, Elon Musk news or not, this would have gotten you in on September 2nd. Let's see here. Yeah, that was pretty much, yeah, we're going to leave it there. So this would have gotten you in back on September 2nd, and this got you in at a price of around $38. As you can see here, it ripped to the upside. We got the Elon Musk news a couple days ago, yesterday or the day before, but you would have already been in here based on the indicator. You can see here that it flipped blue. Again, cooling off period. The rally sort of cooled off for a little bit. It did not flip red. So once it flipped hyper green back here, this would have either gotten you back into the market or you could have, doubled down on your position. And then this shot up to the upside like crazy. So as you can see, once it starts trending up right here, got you in, and this just ripped to the upside. So that's pretty interesting. We can flip to the weekly chart. Basically, gives you a better scope of it here. Yeah, so Tesla basically, if this was to break here, it could shoot to the upside, but there's critical resistance. As you can see back here, it was in this little descending triangle structure, fell to the bottom of it, tried to shoot to the upside, got rejected, fell. And again, the indicator called it. Look at this on the weekly. Perfect sell right here on Twitter back in May. And it flipped blue right here on the weekly chart. It fell all the way down, flipped red, sold off. Then it got you back in here, flipped hyper green in July, got you back in, pumped, and now it's just pumping. So beautiful call on Twitter here from the indicators. So again, we're gonna take one last close look at Bitcoin. As you can see here, it's just kind of selling off. The indicator's red on the 4-hour. If we check all the different time frames, it has not flipped red on the 8-hour yet. So we're still holding on to the 20K level. But I'll be monitoring this closely. Let's check the 12-hour. Yeah, the 12 hours blue. Last time the 12-hour flipped blue here, we got a 1 to 4 candle correction. This might happen again, and then maybe more upside. But we have to see what the daily does. The daily closes in 7 hours, so I would be paying close attention to this. All Trade Sniper owners, watch your daily indicator tonight when it closes in 7 hours here, and see what color it flips. If it flips blue here, we could get a pullback. So again, if you don't have access to Trade Sniper, head over to patreon.com/tradesniper. We'll get you set up. We have monthly deals, yearly deals. You save 10% if you go yearly, and you'll get access to the indicator and all charts before the public has access to them. So definitely appreciate the support. We are going to be posting another video either tomorrow or the next few days. So be sure to follow along. And if you want to request any charts below, be sure to request any charts in the comments section if you want me to check them out and analyze them utilizing the indicator. All right, take care. Be sure to follow along, and we will see you guys next time.